A couple of things that you want to know about wage garnishments, or what we lawyers refer to as earnings withholding orders, is that a lot of people will think that they're just going to pay it off out of their paycheck. And I will tell you, most times that's not a very good idea. In fact, many times it's a horrible idea. And here's why. It's just the math. Let's assume somebody has $2,000 a month in take home. And what that means, that 20% of your take home being garnished is roughly $400 a month that they're going to take out of your check. And let's assume that you have a $50,000 judgment. That means that the interest on that alone is $5,000 a year. Plus they get to add the enforcement costs, attorney's fees, etc. So, but let's just go with the interest alone as a minimum of $5,000 a year that it's growing. So when you're paying $400 a month, you're paying $4,800 on the year. That means that you're not paying this judgment off at all. In fact, you're going backwards. So you're not going to pay it off out of your check. A year, 2, 3 years later, you will still owe actually more than the $50,000. So a lot of people too also necessarily, understandably, will go to the court, do a claim of exemption, try to get that $400 reduced to $200. And you might even be successful, or $100, right? I've gotten judges to reduce it to $5 for people that have, really little or no income and a lot of expenses. But it doesn't solve the problem, right? Because you're not paying it off. So what you need to do is get some sort of a settlement, some sort of agreement with them where they at least waive the interest, if not some principal as well, so that every dollar that you pay them, you're paying down principal. So there's at least some point that you can calculate when the judgment will be totally satisfied. Creditors will work with you. They will take payments in lieu of garnishments. When you're being garnished, they're in a very strong position, so they're not all that agreeable or all that flexible. But given your circumstances, you can get, and you absolutely must get a better arrangement, because at $400 a month or $200 a month, that's one thing if you're paying the debt down. But if you're not paying anything down, you're actually going backwards. And that's just not something that you can do, and eliminate the debt at some point. You'd have to think about bankruptcy, settlement, some other options. So don't assume because you have a garnishment and it's coming out of your check that you're actually paying that off.